Um, Obviously a tough one, not a way you want to lose, but I'll give credit to our team, the fight and the resilience, and we asked for a lot of things today. Obviously a tough one, not a way you want to lose, but I'll give credit to our team, the fight and the resilience, and we asked for a lot of things today to be done. And I think we achieved those. From a statistical standpoint, obviously, fourth quarter, I think we had 10 turnovers, which kind of set the tone of the fourth quarter for us. That you give them back a very good team, extra possessions, and you pay for it at the end of the game.
She scored free throws with 5:50 to go. You're up by 2 points. You score again for the rest of the game.
So I said turnovers, missed free throws, missed shots around the hoop.
It must have been frustrating. You were in the game for so
Yeah.
long, so to not be able to just finish it off.
Yep.
Is this an example? Like, there's no Jade, Sarah Leeds,
Yep.
depth-wise, you're playing a lot of players for big minutes in
Yep.
the last quarter. Is that where
For sure.
you lose?
For sure, a little bit of fatigue. I probably need to be better to make some subs to give some key people a rest. But while the game's in the balance on the line, you go with the people that you trust, and the players that we brought here to play that role. And I had trust, but I think I probably should have made some subs early on in that fourth just to give some key people a rest.
You beat Perth a few weeks ago and almost won again today. Does that give you quite a bit of confidence that match against
Yes and no. To be honest, we're not here for moral victories either. You want to win. While it might walk away feeling good about being close still isn't good enough. It's still a L in the loss column. But a lot of positives for us to take on board, especially without obviously Sarah and Jade. But we've never made excuses for those two being out. It's next person up, and I still think that we've got enough in that locker room right now that we can be good enough to be a top 4 team.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you won Bendigo twice, Townsville again once, so it's
Yeah.
going to be a hard
Yeah.
part there.
Yeah, obviously playing the top 2 teams or top 3 teams and Townsville and Bendigo twice or 4 times in this next little stretch is good opportunity to see what we're made of.
Just from a player's perspective, trade the 3 quarters and the last quarter you go your way, how do you kind of sum up that whole performance?
Yeah, I thought we did a really good job sticking to the scout, doing what we did. But then the last 10 minutes, we talk about consistency as a team and being consistent throughout the season and being consistent, quarter to quarter and game. We knew we were going to have to play 40 minutes, and I think did a good job for 30 or 35 if we were up to then. But the turnovers in the fourth, the fouls, it just put us on the back foot. And that's what Townsville wants. They execute really, really well. And we let them have, really a lot of opportunities to execute and get some easy points. So it's always going to be hard when you do that.
Yeah.
Still.
Why do you think there were so many turnovers in the last quarter, especially last one?
Yeah, I think we just have to be better. I think sometimes the ball, if we were just moving too fast, I know mine, I just threw it, and I didn't take a second to look at it, and sometimes it's moving a bit slow and you miss the window. So I think we just got to find the hot beat of the ball and be really showing credit to their pressure. But I think a lot of them were forced. They're unforced.
What was it like being out there this summer with Z and out there having Fox?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of us, it was really good to have Z out there. We were able to get her going for a bit, so it was pretty good. She's a hell of a player, so it's awesome to play with her. I'm really thankful, and we have another crack at them next week. So, we'll watch that film back and go back and try it again next week.
And then, Coach, what's it like for you the last time you played down there now? Just being able to game plan, with Z and then also
Yeah, obviously Z's a big part of why we brought her here, and she's a big focal point for us at both ends of the floor, and obviously she makes a difference for us when she's in the lineup compared to being out. And obviously for them is same thing. We're missing Jade, they're missing Lauren Cox, people are missing players, and so we got to take advantage of our strengths and play to those strengths. And Z is a huge part of our team, and she's a focal point for us offensively. And then obviously conversely, they're trying to fill a gap with Lauren Cox. So it's that constant chess game of people being in, people being out, how you manage those minutes, how you manage rotations, what you're doing. And so as I said, I'll give credit to our group because I think they've fought some really tough battles over the last couple of months with, we missed Z, I think the first 6 games of the start of the season, and then having Jade and Sarah out, I think the resilience of this group has really stood up. Yeah, as I said, obviously I've got great trust and belief in that locker room of who we have, that we can compete with like any team in this league, and that's why I think that's why it shows. Obviously, like in those points, I just got to do a better job of finding some time and finding some of those extra minutes to play the bench a little bit more.
In your next closing game for Hoops Fest, what did you both make of the weekend?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. Cool coming out to Perth. Just to get to go to the beach a bit and then get to play in a really, energetic environment. It was pretty good. And it was awesome. It's cool to have all the teams in one hotel. It's a big hoop environment, so it was cool. And then hearing AI was here. Wish we got to meet him, but it was pretty cool.
Do you like the concept?
Yeah, for sure. Like just being able to, I guess, be around WNBL and NBL teams around together, being able to play in a great venue. Obviously, like Perth is a great city. I just wish we had a bit more like time here to rest, recover. But I think the concept-wise of having both NBL and WNBL here is great for the future growth of and just being able to see more fans see both NBL and women's basketball.
Crossy, you were kind of jotting down a few notes there. You've already got a few ideas on what's going to change next time you take on Townsville?
A little bit is like I always like to sit back. I like to reflect a little bit. I'm a note taker after games of what I think about the game, and then when I go watch it, then I like make more. So I just like to think of what's present in my mind now of like what I could have like done better, most definitely, and where I need to grow. But then go back and like watch the film. But like definitely, I'm one that kind of like tends to reflect and write down notes.
Anyone else?
Because although Spain are going away, it was a great game. What do you think you did really well?
I just think that we've been asking for like consistency from our group, and I think for 35 minutes of the game we had that. And same thing again with like people down. So I just really like the way that the team approached the game, the scout, how we were kind of like together in that regard, and obviously being like in a neutral venue. Obviously Townsville's really good at home, but I just like the way that they approached the game, like leading it, because we knew it was a big game in relation to like ladder and standings, and so full credit to the players in how they just bought into the game plan, and I thought like came ready to play because we've had some slow starts of late.
It feels like has moved with the team really well, not just running coffee with pizza, but I saw her do some trees and I was really amazed how it is. How do you bring a new player this late on the season and make it move this way?
I think it says a lot about the culture and the team that we have here that embraces somebody like new to the country, obviously from New Zealand, but also new to a team and coming in 3/4 of the way through the season. So I think it's a lot of credit goes to the culture and the players about how they embrace every single person around our group, from staff, new players coming like in and out. So I think I need to give credit to our playing group for that.
Right?
Thank you.